Despite the environment being one of the Premier's 6 priorities outlined in the throne speech, the budget is silent on this as well. In fact, it's almost deafening. It didn't mention the environment or climate change once. With the twin crises, Madam Speaker, of climate breakdown and the deterioration of nature in our province, the degradation of our forests, and the health risks posed by chemicals in our environment, particularly to children and those with chronic health conditions, it is incomprehensible that we heard nothing about it in this budget speech. I was expecting to see increased support for home energy retrofits, a new provincial program for solar retrofits, as the Premier's throne speech had outlined. I was expecting to see support for public transportation, Madam Speaker, an environmental measure, an affordability measure, Madam Speaker, combined, addressing both at the same time, as is often the case, reducing our environmental impact while increasing affordability, Madam Speaker. Our public transportation system is a patchwork of services, Madam Speaker, because there is no one in the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure with the mandate to help coordinate the public transportation network in New Brunswick, Madam Speaker, and it's not something that was in the mandate letter for the Premier, for the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, and I hope the Premier is willing to mail him an addendum. In the budget, Madam Speaker, this government has actually cut funding for the Climate Change Fund and doesn't seem to plan to spend the $40 million allocated for climate change initiatives. Of course, in order for there to be a budget for public transportation, Madam Speaker, it has to become a political priority. There has to be the political will for the Premier, and we'll continue to push for this important change in the spring session. Madam Speaker, I've recently met with both Via Rail and CN, and there is a way forward, Madam Speaker, for not only restoring the crappy rail service we've got now between Campbellton and Sackville, but expanding it to create commuter services between north and south and between our major cities, Madam Speaker, starting with St. John to Moncton. But we need some people dedicated to that work, Madam Speaker, as we do to improve the bus system in our province, Madam Speaker, and to further support city transit. La poursuite des actions visant à préparer et à protéger les gens du Nouveau-Brunswick contre les effets du changement climatique ne peut pas être sacrifiée au nom de l'équilibre budgétaire. Le changement climatique est là. Nous le voyons avec la fréquence accrue des tempêtes intenses et des incendies de forêt. Il est décevant de constater qu'il n'a pas été fait mention du Fonds de défense côtière pour aider à protéger les Nouveau-Brunswickois qui vivent le long des 2250 km de côte du Nouveau-Brunswick. We have an incredible coastline, Madam Speaker, and of all provinces, given our coastline, we should be moving forward rapidly with a fund to help shore up our coasts from coastal erosion, protect people's homes, their communities, and infrastructure.